Another episode from yours truly, Law Nation. We're going to talk about it. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in and being part of the conversation that rules the nation. Yup. I truly believe, if you look at the topic, Cowboys Dak Prescott is overtalked, not overrated. Plus more known unknowns, right? There are known knowns and known unknowns. Y'all know how this goes, right, Cowboy Nation? Let's go. Let's get it.
Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. The absence of evidence is not evidence.
Yep. Come on. They really say ain't no party like a cowboy party. What about a Law Nation groove? Let's go. Overrated, huh? Overtalked. I think that Dak Prescott is rated enough, right? For to get the views. Nobody talk about Kenny. Right? They only talk about the actions, the people that can make moves happen. Right? Let me hear it again.
Because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist.
Let's go. Let's get it. Smash the like button, baby. Let me get 4 or 5 of them. Who got 5 on it? Let's get it. Tell that like button to lean forward. Hold that chin in place. Come on. Yo. Hey. Who rocking with the nation? Shout out to you, man. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. I truly believe that Dak Prescott is a good quarterback, right? Right. He is a good quarterback. Now, when you start talking about rating a quarterback, there's a thing that people use: overrated, underrated, right? But when you tend to talk about a certain quarterback every day, people begin to look for something that's wrong with said player. And then there are people that tend to look at things that are good with said player. And then it creates this perfect conversation piece, right? Of if, ands, and buts about it. Now, I would love to hear the talking heads talk about Justin Herb, right? What the other quarterbacks, Pat Mahomes, is going to do, like the expectations of him for this offseason without a Tyreek Hill. And can Joe Smooth do it all over again? You know, can he take his team all the way to Joe Burrows? Is Joe Smooth, for those who don't know. Joe Burrows, can he take his team back to the Super Bowl, or will he be a Dan Marino 2.0? But those storylines don't sell, right? Don't get the views or don't get the ratings. Dak Prescott, he plays for the America's team. He would get the ratings, right? So that is why everyone tend to overtalk, overwatch Dak Prescott and how he came about and things like that. They began to devalue the weapons around him. And then they also had the Mandela effect. You see, they think that most people are silly, right? But we're not. We know what's going on. I will never forget Deshaun Watson, right? And his first few years, man, just crazy good numbers, right? And I was banging on the table saying, hey, man, you got D-Hop right there, right? In his prime, dare I say. And you remove D-Hop, who knows what he would look like. They went 4-12 when they got rid of D-Hop, right? He still put up good numbers, but I want you guys to look at 2022's, no, not 2022, but 2020. Deshaun Watson numbers, it'll blow your mind, right? But garbage time stats were never talked about. Why? Because nobody care about Deshaun Watson. Because he don't play with the star, the big star. They got a little star on the side of the helmet, but he don't play with the big star on the side of his helmet, right? Herb is good, man. Justin Herb is so good. I mean, I don't think, did they make it to the playoffs? Playoffs? Nevertheless, no one is talking about that, right? No one. They only looking at the numbers. No one is talking about garbage time stats. No one is talking about, hey, can he win when the lights are bright? Don't you guys know the second game of the year, Cowboys versus Chargers, he literally threw 3 interceptions. They didn't call one of them. They kind of called a bogus pass interference on my guy, J-Ron Kurz. But that's a story of a different day. He fumbled the ball. But let that bend rain Dakota Prescott. The roles reverse. Woo! Now, Mad Dog on ESPN, the 4-letter network, had Booger McFarland, not a booger, but Booger McFarland on the show, and they was going over some of those sentiments. And we're going to listen to some of the audio. Now, granted, he being Mad Dog makes some good valid points when the stage is bright and when everything is pushed to the edge of the corner. Dak Prescott, can he arise to the occasion? And we all been waiting. But when you add and insert the context, appreciate you. And let me shoot out this super chat. I appreciate you so much, Jay Versick. They the ones who keep Dak rated. You know, with the relevancy. Yeah, the state of being irrelevant so that they are the ones making Dak Prescott relevant. Salute. Appreciate you, my guy, Jay Versick. Woo! Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you for that.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
We don't know. I would go to this length right here. And this was the previous quarterback situation. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I'm willing to fight with you guys. But I believe that Tony Romo was better than Drew Brees. Call me crazy. And I know people going to be like, no, Law, you crazy. That 9 with our team was better. But you got to contextualize. We had Jason Garrett. The other one didn't have to have those issues, those woes of having Jason Garrett. Call me crazy. I literally seen Tony Romo go fisticuffs back to back with Peyton Manning. We had Jason Garrett. But I'm the crazy one because I look at the bigger picture. There are, what'd you say?
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Come on, man. If you think about it, if you really contextualize everything that I'm saying, you'll be like, man, Law, you out of your mind. But it goes to the bigger degree of just trying to look at a quarterback in a vacuum and say, okay, this is the ceiling of this said quarterback without computing the main picture. Put it like this. For those who say, hey, Law, you crazy, man. Before you say that, let me pull it. I want to keep y'all comments here, man. Let me go. MC right here, so you guys can see how crazy I am, so I can keep everything as a document. They say document everything, so this is my form of documenting everything, right? Because sometimes the chat goes away, but I wanted to be here, you know. I wanted to be here. Law, how crazy are you? Well, put it like this. If, I'm using the operative word if, right? Right? And people always say, man, if is a fifth. But let's look at it like this. Since you want to use if Peyton Manning was put on the Patriots, do you think that they would have more Super Bowls or less? You know? And Tom Brady on the Colts, you know? So you got to really look at how the supporting cast is, right? And how everything works its way out with coaching, with the levels of, hey, you are, look, oh, it really hit me now, boy. Hey, somebody call 911. It hit me. Ooh, whoo. If people already said that Peyton Manning kind of already know where to put people at in place of the ball and have this there, can you imagine if he had the tape already of what the defense is trying to do? Can you imagine if he had some cheat notes? Woo! Can you imagine? Y'all don't want to feel me today, but can you imagine if Peyton Manning already had the cheat notes? You know, Tom Brady had the cheat notes, the videotape of where this linebacker would be. Oh, and where this safety would be at. You know, they already had the cheat notes, you know, with Bill Belichick. Can you imagine Bill Belichick cheating with Peyton Manning? Boy, it would have been crazy. Oh, my goodness, man. And that defense, woo, and that special teams, woo. It would have been crazy over here, man. Oh, my gosh, man. Sadiqua, appreciate you so much. Oh, my goodness.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, Law, to help support you at Oxnard. Keep doing what you do. Enjoy doing for the nation. You are awesome. We love you. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you so much. I thank you so much for that. Good. Appreciate you.
That's where the guts went. Just drop it.
All right. Hold on. Somebody. Now, I'm not saying that Jason Garrett is a horrible guy, but somebody said y'all blaming Jason Garrett. I can't find it. Who Garrett? I can't find it. Oh my God, I can't find it. But it is what it is, man. Come on, we know. We know what's going on. All right, so let's talk about. Let's be. I'm the ultimate Dak defender, but before I defend Dak, I'm gonna play this audio. No, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say my piece. Dak Prescott was not a finished product coming into the league. He was not. He one read guy, right? Slow wind delivery, right? Went through his progressions, not the fastest. Right? Had an unbelievable heart and determination. And he was a workaholic, work hard guy. Football was his first, and everything else was his second. He didn't like to do all of the other extracurricular activities. He is a guy that's sun up to sundown. I recall 2 episodes ago, or last episode, 2 episodes ago, Tyler Biotish said he will go into the Star and see Dak Prescott, because you know he was sweating, right? He sweat. His brother just sweat. He would see Dak Prescott early in the morning, and he would pound and work out and do his workout regimen. And he would leave, go home, and then come back, and Dak Prescott is still there, working out, grinding, sweating, just sweat equity everywhere. So we do know that he's a grinder, right? So when you got somebody who's willing to work sun up to sundown and who put football first before everything else, hey, you got you a warrior, right? But it goes back to everyone have a reason, but results are what matter. And we are a result-based business. And, of course, the sins of the father falls down to the son. And that's Dak Prescott at this point. The sins of everything else that's been going on with the Dallas Cowboys since 1996 is all upon the team that's currently now, because people do not want to give the longitude and latitude of saying, hey, man, let's wait, let's be patient with it. No, we want it right now, right? So I get that part of it. But majority of the people that's impatient, because I know it's been 26 to going on 27 years, look at it like what will go wrong can go wrong. And unfortunately, that is the flow of the NFL. You don't win it every year. And there are multitudes of other teams that have been waiting for a championship for a long time. The Dolphins, Jets, Vikings, Bengals, Falcons, Browns, Bills, Chargers, Lions, Cardinals. There should be no fans there, right? But if you go poll their fan base, they will still say to themselves, we get into the Super Bowl or we going deep into the playoffs. We going to win. But it just somehow, the national media don't care about those teams. They don't care about the Cards, how they dissipated down the stretch of the year, last year, or what have you, started off 10-1 or something like that. They don't care about storylines of Kyle Murray. Will he connect with his new wide receivers, etc.? They don't care about the Lions. They don't care about what they doing. And they had a hell of a draft, by the way. They don't care about Justin Herbert. They don't have topics about those boys and the Bills. Woo! The Bills roster look terribly good, terribly in a way that I don't want to see them early, right? The Browns, who cares about the Browns, right? Doo-doo Brown. The Falcons, nobody care about them. And even though they've been to the Super Bowl, nobody give a hill of beans, that's what old folks say, about the Bengals. It's Cowboys or nothing. Lamar, appreciate you, Peyton, Tom, Mahomes, whoever. Would they be who they are under the big blue lights? Ooh.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
We don't know. We don't know, baby. Nobody cares about the Vikings, Jets, nor Dolphins. And the list could go on and on and on, right? But let's listen to this audio. I've been holding y'all feet to the fire for a long time on this. Well, let's see if I can find the audio first. Let me see if they will allow me to play it too. 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm going to challenge.
I forgot to switch it. Hold on. It might mess up everything as far as my audio today, but it's okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Everything you said, Courtney, about the Eagles is spot on. I'm going to challenge Mad Dog because I think he kind of buried the lead there. You think that Dak Prescott is overrated? In what world, sir?
Absolutely. Booger. Come
How
on.
so?
Well, he's not top 10 quarterback in the NFL. No way. If you look at the...
That's not what you said. No.
Deflection. Let's go.
You didn't say whether he was top 10.
Well,
you said he's overrated. Those were your words. Explain to me how he's overrated.
Well, first off, has he ever won a road playoff game in his career?
Stafford just got his first road playoff game last year, right? Huh? 13 years. I don't think Dak Prescott been here for 13 years, but let's listen.
Did he play well against San Francisco? Played poorly. I mean, he didn't play well against the Rams in the NFC second round game a couple years ago. I just don't.
I think Dak did a serviceable job in that Rams game, and then Gallup showed up in that Rams game. The Cowboys couldn't stop a nosebleed in that playoff game. If you guys recall, C.J. Anderson. And the last time we saw any graces of that running back, Todd Gurley, running the rock, they ran through the Cowboys like diarrhea. But let's listen to more what they have to say. Oh, I should be slapping instead of you. Let me tell this man to lean forward just a little bit. Hold on to that toupee. No.
I'm not a big believer. Listen, he's good, he's decent, but if you look at the quarterbacks in the NFL that can win a Super Bowl, I don't know if Prescott can do that. And I guess that, and I think because he's a
Let's
Dallas
not confuse.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let's not confuse accomplishments from a team standpoint with deciding whether or not the individual player is overrated. I remember last year in Tampa, first game of the season, Dak Prescott, Tom Brady on the same field. Who was the best player on the field? It was Dak Prescott. He was the best player on the field that night. Okay, so that showed me that Dak Prescott belongs in the upper echelon of quarterbacks in the National Football League. Now, sometimes when we get injured, we play a little bit differently or things don't affect us. But you cannot tell me that you didn't watch that game opening night. I think 36 million people watched that game. Yeah, and you couldn't tell me Dak Prescott didn't belong in the upper echelon of quarterbacks. So when you say that this man is overrated, I think you might want to set back just a little bit, young man.
Well, hold on now, Booger.
Call him young
He was outplayed by Garoppolo. Garoppolo's not an upper echelon quarterback. He did not play well against San Francisco at all. Plus, he's
let's listen to more what he had to say. 120-yard goalpost, two goalposts. When it comes to Dak, 720-yard overtalked, period, man. Right. I wish. Why y'all can't talk about Josh Allen right now? You know, is he? Well, I like Josh, by the way. But now can he duplicate what he did now without his offensive coordinator? Oh, excuse me. It's quite funny that Josh Allen really didn't start to get off until he got him a wide receiver named Diggs. But that's a story of a different day. So do you need weapons or can you take weapons away and they still exemplify and give you some good performances? Hey, I come here to tell you guys that you still need weapons. You see, like I said earlier before the start, when Deshaun Watson got his first kickoff with the NFL, he had D-Hop his year one. Dak Prescott, literally, his year one, yes, you had a Desmond Bryant, who's no longer can't even find a job in the National Football League right about now. Let that sink in. I'm quite sure D-Hop can still find him multiple jobs in the National Football League. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott to Dez wasn't the answer, right? But what I'm saying is that there's two different calibers of wide receivers that can help out your quarterback. So what happened is you literally, year one, they did a remarkable thing with Ezekiel Elliott. Granted, one of the better seasons ever for a rookie. Year two, the NFL stick their toe all into the mess and all into the water with Ezekiel Elliott, and you can't find me a mugshot of Ezekiel Elliott, and it was on the field, off the field, on the field, off the field. What do you think that do with the chemistry of the NFL? I wonder, as good as Joe Smooth, Burrows, for those who don't know, if they had a saga over there with Joe Mixon, on the field, off the field, on the field, off the field. I wonder what that would have did for his second year in the National Football League. So it goes like this, Cowboy Nation. You got to have a level of consistency. And then on top of that, over there in Cincinnati land, he's not being compared to any of the greats. I think their greatest quarterback of all time over there is Boomer Esiason, you know? Who's the greatest quarterback of all time in Cincinnati? One can argue Joe Burrows right about now. I digress. You see, Booger, you're supposed to have these facts, man. I don't even have any notes, man, and I'm pulling this out of my cranium. Come on, Booger.
Screwed up the clock at the end. He didn't realize with the scramble. He didn't know the rule with the whole thing with the judge. Well, he didn't know the rule. He's quarterback. Got to know the rule.
Yeah, I mean,
got to know the rule.
Sugar. If you're going to equate Dak Prescott's entire career off of 12 seconds left in the final minutes or the final seconds of the game against the 49ers, by the way, that he ran the ball, which play that was called in by your third year. See, boy, if they had me on that stadium, man, oh my goodness. So you mean to tell me that a third-year offensive coordinator, that was his call, Dak Prescott just ran the play that he called and said, hey, we would do 12 seconds left on the ticker. We would do the quarterback draw. Try to get down. And we literally seen that play. I forgot which team that they said. I think it was within the same playoffs. That the aficionado, there's two judges. There's a back judge and there's a judge up front. And they said normally the judge up front places the ball. But what they did, collectively speaking, that when they put the ball in the middle of the field, the back judge, roly-poly, moved his butt down the field, and he was the one that positioned the ball. But by the way, he the one that got in the way of the players. So if anything, the aficionados were the ones that really spoiled everything on that last second. And granted, that was a boo-boo play, but if y'all using that last play as the play to determine the Cowboys win or lose in that particular game, it's shame. Because they lost the game way before that last play, by the way. But the back judge should never been the person to place that ball. It should have been the judge up front. But when I say judge, that's the officials or what have you. But that's a story of a different day. For those who don't understand football would never know what the hell I'm talking about anyway.
My lasting memory of Dak Prescott, Booger, from last season is that run that he made, the ill-advised play with 14 seconds left and then forgetting to hand the ball to the referee in order to reset it, and then the clock runs out. If you're thinking about everything he's going to be doing this offseason to try to improve, you don't think that's going to be seared into his brain? I mean, elite quarterbacks, the upper echelon of quarterbacks is not just guys who have all the physical tools. It's the mental part of the game, too. They were down 23.
I want to tell her so bad to leave for it. I want to tell her so bad to leave for it, but I ain't going to do it to her like that. I don't want her.
Shame.
I don't want to get counseled over here. So mentally, you saying that Dak Prescott don't know how to call a game? Bull sugar at his best. Why, lady? Because maybe if you put on some helmets and pads, you would know a little thing about football. Because that same quarterback that played against the 49ers, yeah, he threw a 27 QBR, but the next week, the following week, Aaron Rodgers, who's supposed to be the most cerebral, smartest quarterback that ever walked and graced this land, didn't even put up a single touchdown. And excuse me, by the way, maybe if you listen to me, maybe you can understand and know football a little bit better. That Aaron Rodgers threw an 18.9 QBR, lady. So maybe you need to take those panties off and put some drawers on and get some understanding of the football, because that is not what you're supposed to do in that situation. I digress.
The 23-7 at halftime. They were awful. And it wasn't just him. 14 penalties for 89 yards is trash. That is not a good football team at the peak of competition. Now, do I think that those things are going to carry over? You'd like to think that those are like the sort of things that you work on in the offseason. But for Dak Prescott, I have to wonder, too, just about the in-between-the-ears thing with that moment. Like, how do you make sure that doesn't happen again? Because that, for a lot of people, is going to be what determines what class of category you put him in.
That's bullshit. And if she knew her history, she wouldn't be talking about the mental capacity of a black quarterback, by the way. But that's a story of a different day. It always temper me a little bit when people start talking about the mental capacity of a quarterback not being able to throw the ball on a national football level because they don't. Woosah.
Of quarterback you put him in.
I remember a certain quarterback on a Thursday night in Chicago that forgot what down it was and held up 4 fingers. Remember who that was? That was Tom Brady. Things happen, and we're not calling Tom Brady overrated. Things happen in football. What I'm telling you is, in a team sport, that is so built around the quarterback position, when you look at the top 32 quarterbacks in this league, you'd be hard-pressed to tell me that Dak Prescott does not belong in the top 10. Now, I get it. He hasn't always come up big in the biggest moments. And guess what? A lot of guys didn't do that till later in their career. We're getting really flabbergasted by what's happening now with Josh Allen and Murray and Mahomes because they're doing it so young in the first 2 or 3 years of their career. But Dak Prescott, his talent, how he's played, what he's come up with in key moments, Mad Dog and Courtney, I think we're selling him a little bit short when it comes to where he is and where he should be based on some individual errors or individual performances that he's had.
How many playoff wins do Kyler Murray have? I don't recall Kyler Murray having playoff wins. And if you already putting him on that pedestal, excuse me, he ain't it either. So we got to look at this thing at a full degree, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. One fact remains here. The Cowboys were not prepared to win that game, regardless of how you sliced it, left, right, or down the middle. The Cowboys were not prepared to win that game. The 14 penalties that occurred in that game was the most penalized game, and pretty much, I believe, one came out in playoff history. Let me repeat, in playoff history. Literally, Cowboy Nation, it took them playing 4 more games to equate to the amount of penalties that were called in that game, meaning 4 other teams played in the playoffs, and they have not made more penalties than what the Cowboys did in that particular game. So, to put it all on the shoulders of number 4, I get it. Heavy is the crown, but neither here nor there. If you're really thinking that moment defined everything that you need to know about Dak Prescott, it's nothing and clearly bull sugar. This show really is reaching for ratings. Let me read some of y'all comments. Maybe we can dissect something else that I'm missing out. Rodgers choke every year, postseason for sure. Flo, you know what? They don't bring that up. It is what it is. Tell her to keep Big D out of her mouth, please. It's love. Oh, my goodness, man. Dak, delusional fans. Y'all comparing Dak to Rodgers, 2 back-to-back NFC championship games. This is from Dak, delusional. And granted, let me ask you this, Dak, delusional fan, who I believe that you are a diehard fan. Anytime you go into the settings there to type in all of that, as far as your name, who had the 3rd-ranked defense in the National Football last year? Oh, Green Bay. And by far, who had the number 1 seed in the National Football League on the East side, or the NFC side, I meant to say? Oh, it was Green Bay. Nobody had a better record than Green Bay, and no one had a better defense on the NFC outside of the Rams than Green Bay. Now, from my understanding, if that was the Cowboys, you would not hear the end of it. And by the way, he threw an 18 QBR. So when you saying it's not fair to compare the two, well, who you want me to compare him to? Can you please call in 657-390-7391? Who do you want me to compare him to? He had the 3rd-ranked defense, right? He was the MVP of the National Football League, the number 1 seed in the NFC. That is the best quarterback in the NFL, fool. That is the best. And he couldn't muster out a win against those 49ers. But your expectations for Dak Prescott, dare I say, to do such, that's foolery. I don't think there's a person on this planet that can out-debate me on that topic right there. I don't think that someone would dare to even call in to try to out-debate me on that topic. 3rd-ranked defense. Let me put it like this. the best wide receiver. The best wide receiver. The best wide receiver. Devontae Adams. The best quarterback. And he still couldn't beat the same team that we supposed to beat. On top of that, they played at home. They played at home. That's complete foolery for me not to compare the quarterback for the Cowboys, who played the same team.
Booger, Brady won 6 Super Bowls. We're going to bring up a play in Chicago when he didn't know that he screwed it up.
We're bringing up a play
championships.
We're bringing up one play for Dak Prescott against in the playoffs. So if you can bring up one, I can too.
I understand that, but I mean, Brady had won 6 before he made the mistake. Prescott hasn't won any.
Knowledge is knowledge. So the lady said in between the ears, right? The mind. So granted, Super Bowls give you the lack of, hey, I made a miscalculations in judgment. I get that. But that's why this is the ultimate team sport, panel. Because you can make those mistakes and it won't be held your feet to the fire of those said mistakes. What is Josh Allen playoff record? Shout out to Josh Allen, man. He did a wonderful job. But you know what? What I realize is that they're not trying to take away weapons from Josh Allen. They're trying to add to his particular entree. They're not trying to take away. And he's expecting to do more, right? I recall even Pat Mahomes. I don't think that they tried to take away from Pat Mahomes. They added to. I'm going to take this phone call right quick. Coach Marv, you live.
What's going on, Long?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me.
Hey, Long. Coach Marv calling you from the great state of Alabama. I'm in Alabama, man. We're getting close to your neck of the woods.
Yeah. What's going on, Coach?
But listen, man, Long. Got 2 things to say about that. One, it's just like I said one time before on one of your shows. Society has tried to individualize everything.
Ooh.
They have tried to individualize everything. Every time something goes wrong, it's got to be somebody's fault. Or if something goes right, who it's because of this person.
Mm-hmm.
Football, you can't individualize football. This is where this subject of conversation is always going to come up about, and I hate to hear, I very rarely use how many Super Bowls Tom Brady won. He didn't win none. He was the quarterback of the Super Bowl championship teams.
Yeah.
You know, some of those Super Bowls, let's think about one Super Bowl, he did score a touchdown. One Super Bowl, the defense shut down the greatest show on turf.
Yep.
One Super Bowl, they had to come back. They'll come back because they were stinking up the place early in the game.
Yeah.
These are the things when we try to individualize things, and it's amazing where they're just picking stuff out the sky to say this. If you say that this guy was a turnover, he turns the ball over, or turnovers, or he never has a good game, or the teams don't trust him. They're nitpicking stuff that all quarterbacks do. And now I'm going to tell you some of the blame goes to our own fans from listening to the Kool-Aid and repeating some of this crazy, outlandish stuff that the media tries to keep over and over, going over, and not pointing it out for other quarterbacks as well.
All
quarterbacks. So when we start to say, oh, Dak needs to go to another level, there were some throws that he gotta make. I think he needs to, he still may be doing some things that he's missing some throws. Man, this is what all quarterbacks do.
Big facts.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this, Law. Go back and watch Troy Aikman games. There was a lot of some missed passes, some interceptions. I watched every game. There were some games that he didn't play well, but they still won.
Collectively.
But this is what we as fans got to do, like Green Bay, like San Francisco has done, or other franchises do when they protect the reputation of their quarterback. And they hard on the judge, but they don't fall for the Kool-Aid of the media, because when we fall to the Kool-Aid of the media, we only add fuel to the fire.
Big facts, Coach. Yeah, and that's what I'm collectively doing here on a smaller scale, because I do know that I can't reach millions, but the people that I do reach, they do look at it, because I brought up this fact right here, Coach. There's two stats that never was created in the National Football League until recent years. Two being garbage time stats. Nobody ever bring up garbage time stats, and yards given up. Nobody, mama, uncle, cousin, was talking about yards given up until Trayvon Diggs did his 11 interceptions, and then until Dak Prescott did what he had to do in 2020 before the injuries. Those two stats, you can't find a debate show that talked about garbage time stats and yards given up. You can't find
I've been in football a long time.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And I ain't never brought those things up. As long as I've been in football, I ain't never brought that up. Right. Yeah, Coach, so,
man, it's crazy.
When you talk, I've been in football a long time. Some position coach, I have never, and even none of the coaches I have worked under, played under, sat down to talk in coaches' clinics and all that, we have never talked about that those passing stats with garbage time passing stats when a quarterback is trying to get his team back in the game. And we've never talked about that we're going to judge every yard that a cornerback gives up. Unless he's not playing well, we call him chosen. But when the guys are playing well, we're going to, because that's something you can't even judge, because you don't know the coverage. You say, well, he gave up that pass because he was the closest guy.
Right.
He might not. That was name in his guy.
Oh my goodness, Coach, man! I got a couple more people waiting here, man. But man,
all my life long,
yeah,
I ain't never heard of none. None of that was ever discussed as a point about how players play, and if they're overrated based off cornerbacks giving up yards and garbage time stats when a quarterback is doing what he needs to do to catch up.
Yeah.
Really?
Now, granted, we are not just homering this thing up. Diggs got things that he got to improve on, and trust and believe Dak Prescott got things that he got to improve and work on as well. None of these guys can walk on water, but what we're saying collectively, those guys are being overtalked, not being overrated. Those are two different situations.
Let's start moving the goalposts. They move the goalposts every minute. When it comes to Dak, they move the goalposts. Listen, they move the goalposts for Dak, because if they weren't talking about Dak, they'll be talking about the quarterback for the Ravens and ripping him to pieces. But when it comes to Dak, oh, he's good then.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you so much, Coach, man. Thank you for calling in. Good call from you, man.
I hope I got you in a better mood, brother.
No, I'm fired because I got another clip that I'm going to play. But I'm fired up, man. I appreciate you, Coach.
All right, man.
That's Coach Maul right here, man. I'm going to bring y'all the fire. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong, right? But right now, y'all finna get a full heat of Law Nation today. All right, I got the 424. You live. 424. You live.
Hello?
Yeah, you live.
Yeah, that's
you
me.
live. It's good.
Hey, how's it going, Law?
Man,
how's it going? Much appreciated. So my issue comes with the unnecessary and like criticism of Dak's play, like from supposed Cowboy fans. Like, we judge Dak on the things he came into the league with as deficiencies. Like, he wasn't as accurate as people thought he should be, even though he played in a one-read system from high school through college. So we didn't give him a chance to mature. But now he's in the top 4. The past two seasons are his past 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And completion percentage, downfield passes, we complain that he's dinking and dacking, but 20 yards plus, he's in the top 5 or 6 in that the past 2 seasons.
True that. He
was decent in the 49ers game. He was not special. He missed some throws, and you could tell that, I don't know how bad the shoulder was bothering him or whatever the case may be, but you could tell he was reluctant and a little bit gun shy on throws that he normally would put his foot in the ground and drive like it was a dig route, that over route that he missed in the fourth quarter that probably would have got us back in the game. But I feel like it's continuous criticism, and then the newscaster saying that, oh, he lacks the mental capacity. That's a buzzword for a stupid black quarterback, but no one is going to say anything about that. He doesn't have it between the ears because he ran the play that was called. If he would have done something different, then he would have been undisciplined and winging it, doing his own thing, but he follows the play call, then he's an idiot. So
and to case of that point there was a play that was called against the Chiefs versus Cincinnati right before the half ended, and Mahomes, he pretty much checked out of the play and he went for it anyway. He begged the coach to go for that play, right? And they didn't clear it or what have you. I don't think that they'd even score. And that was the last time, they made a move or a drive on that field. The differences of the two. Now, granted, Mahomes do have a ring, by the way. But the differences of those two are so alarming that they never even put money back up on the board and allowed Cincinnati to carry that momentum all the way back to ultimately win that game. Now, if it had been Dak Prescott in that same moment, boy, they would have been pitchforking and trying to crucify the man out there on the field. And here's the other thing with Dak Prescott. What I believe that what the analysis and the announcers should bring up was that interception. That was a play that he shouldn't have thrown. Now, if the announcers or the analysts have something to pick about on Dak Prescott against the 49ers, very much so, it would have been that play for me, because that was the turning point of the game. He threw that interception, and then it was 3rd and forever. He was an underneath pass to Cedric Wilson, and the DB did a great job of playing the ball, went through the body, caught that interception, and the very next such play, that's when Deebo Samuels broke the back of the Cowboys by running that little play in for the touchdown. That, my friend, was more a detriment to the game versus the last 14 seconds.
Yeah, for sure. And Dak's read shouldn't even been on that side of the field. It was a squatting corner. Like, he should have known that wasn't the read at all. So, yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a more critical mistake. And that, if they point it out, you can't say anything about. But they bringing up last 14 seconds or his playoff success. But it's been the game against his first playoff game against Green Bay. Dak was phenomenal. He outplayed Aaron Rodgers the entire game. Aaron Rodgers made a throw at the end, and they beat us on a field goal. No one talked about the fact that in his first playoff game, he threw for over 300 yards, had 3 touchdowns. I don't think he turned the ball over that game. He was special. But he was a rookie with the first overall seed and took Aaron Rodgers to the last second and lost. No one talked about that.
No
he beat Russell
one.
Wilson head to head. No one talks about that.
No one.
We're not going to talk about the fact that he in the playoffs, Dak has been very good, and then he's been good enough to win. He was good enough to win in the 49ers game. We're not going to talk about Randy Gregory getting that personal foul on 3rd and 9. We were off the field. We're not gonna talk about that.
No.
We're not gonna talk about the field goals we missed or the extra points. It was Dak's fault that we lost because he ran the ball with 14 seconds. Even though in that situation, in previous games, referees have put 1 second back on the clock because it was their delay that caused the clock to run out.
Yeah.
So and even Mike McCarthy alluded to that fact that the ref told him that they were going to get a second back, and then they told him the game was over. But we gonna wipe that away too. Because Dak should have known.
Yeah, and he did have the opportunity, like you said, the last 2 minutes of that game. I mean, he had 2 drives. The defense gave the ball back to the Cowboys, and So if they want to pick on something, it should be within those confines. And of course, my guy Cedric Wilson, he couldn't find that ball on that last long drive or the second before last long drive, and he turned back for the ball, and the sun was in his eyes, whatever it was. I believe Tyreek Hill would have caught that,
I believe that the criticism, when the criticism is fair, I'm okay with it. Like if it's constructive, like, okay, Dak, you got to be better in these last 2 minutes. In championship drives, you have to be better. That's fine criticism, but calling the man stupid, essentially, or saying that he's not a top 10 quarterback. Like, so if you go by the metrics that top 10 quarterbacks are judged on, Dak is in the top 10. Has he played well in playoff games? Yes. Has he played great in playoff games? No, not yet. Minus the Green Bay game, he hasn't played well. But in that Rams game, he played good enough to win. Right. Our defense was porous the whole second half. So, of course, we didn't make plays, but Dak was good enough to win the game. He's been good enough to win a lot of games. Our issue is that he hasn't been great. He hasn't been great in any game. Say, like, okay, he's put together a performance that
overcome some of the warts. Overcome some of the inefficiencies. Now that, my friend, you're speaking truths. And in the 90s, I know people fail to realize this, but there was a quarterback that didn't perform well in all of those playoffs, but there was a guy that was consistent in all of those playoffs. And you guys can check my money on my mind on this one. He had 19 touchdowns in the playoffs. That record still is there. And his name is Emmitt Smith. So you got to be able to score touchdowns in the playoffs, and you got to be able to run the ball. So I'm looking for the 2022, if they just remove some of that stuff from Dak Prescott and pour it upon your number 1 draft pick in 2016 was Ezekiel Elliott. You put that onus on Ezeke, and you put that onus on as well as Tony Pollard. This would have we wouldn't even be having this conversation if they gave Tony Pollard more than 4 touches last playoff game.
Yeah, I don't understand. See, to me, that's where I think the majority of the criticism should lie. Dak gets it because he's gonna get all the credit and all the blame, which is fine when like I said, when you warrant your play warrants blame, you should get it. But when the people around you get zero accountability and you get 100%. That's where I feel like it's skewed. And I feel like Dak is already guilty for wearing the star. When he came in with a ding. Like, the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl the first year, or if the Cowboys don't play beautifully and blow people out and win the Super Bowl, you're going to get a lot of criticism. So those are things like the Cowboys are judged like the Brazilian soccer team. Like, it's not enough to win. You have to win beautifully. You have to be flawless in all aspects, destroy the opponent by half, or otherwise the win didn't mean anything. So when you judge a team by those standards, everyone's going to fall short. Tony Romo wasn't terrible. He was serviceable. But when he plays bad, it's going to look like it was the worst performance in the history of the NFL if you listen to the critics. And I think a lot of Cowboys, like the last coach alluded to, we've fallen victim to the media screwed me because we've been so hopeful for teams that weren't that good, that when we have a team that's good, we can't be patient enough to let them grow and mature into what they should be. We down in the minute that something goes wrong that we don't feel like should happen. So as Cowboy fans, we have to be more realistic with our expectations. Stop listening to people tell you have a talented roster when you don't. We didn't have depth. We didn't have physicality. We were slow the past 3 years on defense. If we're being honest, last year was the first year we looked like an NFL defense. So allow this team to get some time together and get right before we start with the criticism. We already saying that such and such is going to be a bust. Last year was a fluke. we watched Diggs play and lock up number one receivers consistently. He was the best press corner in all of the NFL. That's including Jalen Ramsey and anybody else you want to throw in that top 10. If we're being honest, if you look at Pro Football Reference, the kid from New Orleans gave up way more yards than Diggs did. If you're talking about actual yards, when he was in charge of the man, he gave up 700, I believe, some odd yards. They credited 200 extra yards to him, or 300 for garbage time. They saying where he was next to the man, so he got credit. But even in that Patriots game when they give up the 60-yard touchdown, that wasn't his responsibility.
Man, my dog, man, you are a wealth of knowledge. Do you have a podcast or a channel or anything? Boy, what are you doing, man?
I just really watch the game. Like, I really watch the game and pay attention to what's going on for the Cowboys specifically, because that's my squad. But I'm watching Diggs lock down. I'm watching quarterbacks turn away from his side at all. And when they do test him, he either picks it or breaks it up. But we making it seem like he's just getting barbecued every single play. Even AD. AD only had 2 bad games last year where and the Raiders call was BS because it was a yard of space between him and the man. The ball just hit him in the back. What is he supposed to do?
Man, bro.
Like, so those are things I'm watching. Those, and, you know, I don't want to go on and on, but that to me are the things that are troublesome when people are critiquing the Cowboys. If we're going to look at it fair, then you think we need to improve. Absolutely. We haven't won a Super Bowl, or we haven't been dominant in the playoffs as we should have been in certain situations. But the overall criticism is that it's either a Super Bowl team or a terrible team. There's no in between with us. Man, we got to be realistic. We got to be realistic.
Man, bro, I appreciate you, man. What's your name? Is it Mike?
Mark.
Okay. Let me save it right here. I don't know why I put Mark D up in here. Mike D, but I'm going to put Mark up in here, man. Mark, I got you in here, man. I appreciate you, man. I'm going to put enlightened Mark. That's what they said in the chat, man. Y'all put enlightened Mark up in the chat, man. Boy, you brought the fire here, man. I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for your time, man. Enjoy your 4th of July weekend.
Will do, man. All right. That's a good call from him, man. Oh, I got the grill ready and everything. Boy, I'm going to let my guy VIP come on next before I play the other audio of it. But, man, oh, man. Enlightened Mark was dropping some gems over here, man. You know, I ain't talking about the one you go work out at. All right. Oh, my goodness, man. 860 VIP.
Lord's VIP, baby.
What's good, man? Talk to me.
Yo, I'm feeling Mark. Tell Mark I said what up. He made a couple of points that I wanted to jump on, and that was as far as look. I'm very respectful when it comes to young ladies. That's my biggest pet peeve. I don't hit women. So I agree with you not making her lean forward. But we got to figure out something for the ladies, man. You know? I don't know what you got to do for a drop for them, but it's got to be something. I was thinking whoop that trick, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's a little too much. That's a little too much. We can't do that.
Counsel me for real, man. Look, I don't even work for a network. They'll figure out. We gonna counsel. We'll figure out. We will hire him, and so we will fire him. They'll hire and fire me. Let me go through the whole process. Give me $40 million or something, and say, hey, man, we like to bring you in just to counsel you, bro.
But anyway, what I don't like is a lot. I know that what we have to take in account that we are the biggest corporation in sports, not just football, in sports.
In sports, yeah.
So our name not only rings bells, it moves currencies.
Yeah.
So you have to. I am starting to be immune to some of this hate for Dak, because correct me if I'm wrong, Dak came off a broken leg. Foot. I know people that get paper cuts and won't even pick up a piece of paper for next year. And he still led our team to the #1 rated offense. correct me if I'm wrong, Law. He broke the Dallas Cowboys record last year, coming off a broken leg.
Yeah.
And everybody's going back to the San Francisco game, which they failed to bring up. Our defense gave us 3 opportunities at the end.
Yeah.
3.
They did. Yeah.
And our OC failed to come up with a game plan every time. We went almost 3 and out twice.
Mm-hmm.
So that means because he was lost in his identity. I believe we threw the ball. I can't go back to the plays, but I know it was some that looked crazy. I'm like, yo, where's our game plan? We got 2 minutes to go to win this game. Before that, our defense gave us an opportunity. I think AB picked the ball off or something, and then bang, we got another opportunity where we stopped them.
Yeah, we did.
So you can't blame our D. Our D was out on the field too long. You can't blame them for that last drive and this dude breaking our back. Yes, that we gave them 4 opportunities. You only get 3 strikes, Law.
3.
We gave them an extra strike. So on top of that, blaming our quarterback for our last drive. Our quarterback is following. He's not the headset. He don't got a headset coming in from God. He's following our OC's game plan.
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
So when the OC says do this, okay, you think that's the best thing to do? Bang, 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 I'm doing this. Yes, that last drive could have went better. We should not have even been in the position for that last drive, depending on that last drive. We had the ball with 2 minutes.
2 minutes. And I think we had 2 timeouts, or it could have been 3 at the time, but we had 2 minutes.
Was 2 timeouts.
We had 2
timeouts. The ball with 2 minutes, good field position that our defense put us in, and our OC drooled on himself. He didn't know how to get that ball. He didn't know how to play with that stick shift. Jerry done gave him the Ferrari. He don't know how to get out of first gear. So don't blame my quarterback.
Yo, VIP.
The fact that you touch my quarterback's mental capacity as a black man growing up, that's the worst thing I would ever want to hear, because you ain't blow that same smoke at the greatest thing that walks on water, Aaron Rodgers, when San Fran shut him down. So cut it out.
Oh, my gosh.
Cut it out. That's my quarterback.
Yeah. And guys, look. And guys, I'm not making it. I apologize, but I'm not making it a white black thing. We just bringing it up because we from the old school when they said Warren Moon wasn't mentally capable of knowing the plays or understanding the high caliber of what the defense throws at him, that he really can't read the defense, right? And then they did the same thing with Doug Williams. And so I don't try to bring the race of a quarterback up, but I guess that young lady, Randall Cunningham. I guess that young lady wasn't aware when they say those trigger words. Those were just trigger words. So I apologize if y'all think that it's race baiting, but it's not. I'm just trying to say that she shouldn't have used those words, dare I say, when it's pertaining a quarterback of Dak Prescott type of caliber, because you don't use that statement for Matthew Stafford. They don't use that statement for other quarterbacks that played in the playoffs that came short up in the moments, or for the Josh Allens of the world, or for any quarterback that's outside of the Dallas Cowboys. But that's a story of a different day, man. Talk to me, man.
But you know what? And that's another thing, Law. Matt Stafford was another pick away. I called him that whole game. I told my nephew, I was like, yo, this dude is pick. He's pick happy. He's going to throw at least 2 picks this game. What happened? How many picks did he throw in the Super Bowl, Law?
I forgot, man. I forgot. It went over my head, bro.
it was 2 picks, Law. And the thing about it, if that was our quarterback, if that was Dak, he don't have the mental capacity. He can't read defenses. Come on, cut that out, because like you said, it's a trigger to our trauma.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that we live real life trauma. So when you say things like that, it's like you're holding other young black men back from being a quarterback. Like, man, I don't want to take this criticism. They think I'm dumb. I'd rather play a wide receiver. I'd rather play no. We can't even let stuff like that. Like I said, I apologize that it's a young lady. Maybe she needs to be, fed a little knowledge and let her know that there's sensitive things, there's sensitive ways there's sensitive things that you can't say to especially a young black quarterback. I think that right there is almost a racially insensitive trigger. And I know Dak is cool.
Look, MVP, VIP. Look, I don't think that it was just a lack of knowledge on her end of using that word. I don't think that it was that deep of it. You know what I'm saying? So
I know.
Yeah. I just got to clear it up a little bit because she's.
I know. We got to. Hold on. Let me say this.
Like 95, 99.
We are not.
Like she don't know all of that. She don't know all of that. Because I don't want people to take it too deep like that. But it is what it is when you start questioning the mental capacity of a quarterback. And that's just how it goes from there, on that aspect.
Amen. I do know this. My quarterback will be in the MVP race this year. Mark my words. Because our quarterback, don't think Dak don't listen to these critics. And that's what feeds our belly. That's why that's why he got his own football field. He's like, oh, okay, I got you. He got all his wide receivers out there. Come on, run these routes. I want to see how you get in and out your breaks. Trust me, man. I have faith in my quarterback.
No doubt, man. VIP.
I only got one thing to say, man.
Talk to me, man, before I let you go.
How about them Cowboys? Let's go, Law. Let's get it.
Let's go, VIP. That's my dog, man. Y'all see him in the chat, man. That's my guy right there, man. Look, Cowboy Nation, we're going to play the rest of this other audio, and then I got some more people that's waiting, so you guys kick off your shoes, relax yourself, and we're going to get this show on the road. But, when I'm talking, I'm speaking out of passion. I ain't going to put the toothpaste back into the tube, but I meant what I say when I say things, though, because it come out of the chakras. The lost chakras is all in me, baby. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get it. I got another audio that's here, and then we're going to let these other callers in. I got the 901. I got my guy D-Shift. So y'all hold tight, man. Y'all real talk, man. Y'all hold tight because I want to hear y'all input on this. Where is it? Come on, baby. Where you at, baby? Yeah. So here we go. And this is what time we at? 1:21. It's 1:21? Boy, I've been live for a long time, baby. But let's go.
America's team is going to be better this year. Right. They're going to be better because
Bucky Brooks,
quarterback Dak Prescott, instead of spending his offseason rehabbing, he's been doing developmental stuff. He's been there and available, working with his team. Got CeeDee Lamb on the outside. Zeke Elliott. I've been hearing good reports about Tony Pollard maybe playing in the slot a little bit, catch some passes to complement their duo. I just like what the Cowboys are doing. I think this team is better positioned this year to win it than they were last year. I think that's a scary thought based on what we saw during the regular season.
Bucky Brooks, man, he's an independent guy. He's not attached to a organization, I believe. Now you do occasionally see him on NFL Network, and as well as multiple talk points or about analysis and giving Cowboys insight. Even the Cowboys.com brought him in to be an independent scout to give them insights on players or what have you. So he believes that this team is a Super Bowl caliber team. If you agree with Bucky Brooks, let me know in the chat. Let me know because I love it. I love the optimism of Bucky Brooks. I'm with the notion that the Cowboys should ball out this year, and they will, and get to the playoff and win a freaking playoff game. And then I will give you guys my analysis of everything. But before we go a little bit further into this, man, let me just let the 901 in, man. 901, you live.
What's up, Law? What's going on, brother?
Nothing to it, man. You related to Bucky? You're
No, I'm not. I'm not related to Bucket, man. This is the Big Time Show. What's going on?
Big Time. Okay, what's good, man? How you living, man?
Yeah, my brother. Man, I'm just trying to do the best I can. I was enjoying listening to you and your callers and your group, and decided to call in and just give about a minute or two and let you guys go. But to answer your first question, your latest question, this defense, I believe, can be a Super Bowl caliber defense, without a doubt. And I also believe that because of the play of what I believe Dak is going to do, I believe that we are going to put a lot of points on the board. And if we have the defense like I think we are,
right,
I believe we're going to win. And I really do believe that our defense will be our strongest unit this year. And defense wins championships. So I really do believe, just to answer that question, but I know what you're trying to do, because I'm in the podcast world too. I know what you're trying to do. But when they start talking about Dak and the race issue and all of that, I just feel like it's a place that just can't be avoided. And I'm not going to do this on your show out of respect for you. But the first thing first, allow everybody got to get over. They still haven't forgiven. We got some Cowboys fans that have not forgiven Dak for sitting Romo down. That's the first problem.
Okay.
We have a lot of Romo loyalties that are still mad that Romo, essentially lost his job to a rookie at the time, and they haven't gotten over that. So anything that Dak does negative, he can't win. And I even go and say anything that he does positively, he still can't win in their eyes, because they just feel like that he can't, they're still upset with that. Dak is a real good quarterback. There's only a few people that can play that position. Right. And he's one of the ones that can do it. I'm talking about in the world. This guy, when you look at the progression from the rookie year to where he is now, it's not too many quarterbacks that can say that they have, progressed as well as he has. And so this guy deserves 100% credit, whether we support him or not fully. That's on, the individual. But please understand, there are only a few names that you would take above him, and it ain't that many.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I'm lost, man. Look, I have to see some things before I really just jump on the bandwagon. So all these people that love Joe Burrow and love the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback Herbert, and love, Josh Allen and all that kind of stuff. You got to have some stuff on your resume for me. Now, that's just for me. 1 year ain't going to get it done. Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl one time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he wasn't a great quarterback, but he only went one time. And you know what I'm saying? As great as he was, a lot of people believe that he should have, been submitted, but he only made one. And I'm just like, come on now. We got to give this kid a chance, because he is doing the right thing, to get there. You know what I'm saying? To be at the place where he is. I just feel like the expectations of the nation is just so high that if we don't reach that standard, then it's a bad year. But that's crazy. This kid has put up the numbers. This kid has led, won a lot of football games. This kid knows what to do. As far as being smart, he is, you know what I'm saying? He's got the power to change plays at the line of scrimmage. How many times has this kid put us in the right position on the right play? That ain't been counted. You know what I'm saying? That takes smarts. That takes brain. He's dedicated. I don't know what everybody wants. He just ain't won the big, the Super Bowl. As far as I'm concerned, he ain't won. Of course, he won one playoff game. But we got to go. He's not the reason why we lost. You see what I'm saying? Right. And I believe that we get this Brady syndrome. Like Brady won, Brady won. But when Brady loses, nobody says Brady loses. You see what I'm saying? He gets full compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in Cowboy land, it all falls on Dak. Dak is the reason why we lost. But at the same time, it's flipped around. When we win, they don't say, well, Dak is the reason why we won. It's flipped. You see what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So the man can't lose. All he got to do is just stay plugged in. Keep his head where it is now. He's going to do what he has to do, and we can win with him. That's been proven. So that's really all I want to say. Like, man, I finally got in on Law Nation. Look, you got to come on my show, man. So
man, most certainly. What time you go live, Big Time Show?
I'm going tomorrow at 3 p.m. Tomorrow at 3 p.m. I guess you trying to give me the plugs myself, so I'll take the opportunity.
Okay, no doubt.
Follow me on, just type it. Follow the Big Time Show on YouTube, the Big Time Show podcast on YouTube, and of course I'm on Facebook. You can follow the Big Time Show there and just follow the show, turn on those notifications. And then of course I'm everywhere. I'm on Podbean, I'm on Spotify, iHeartRadio, all them places.
Well, Big Time,
but,
do me a favor tomorrow, hit me up via the Twitter DM or what have you. Send me the link, and then I may be a surprise guest because I don't know. I may have to still do some honey-do list. You know about that honey-do list because I'll be leaving.
I know it.
I'll be leaving for a couple of days, man, for this month, and out there the Oxnard. So I got to do the honey-do list.
I know.
And but still, shoot me that list. Shoot me the list, but shoot me that link I meant to say, and I'll be able to jump in.
I will, love. I got you, love.
Appreciate you,
brother.
man.
I appreciate you, man.
Anytime.
All right, now.
Big Time Show, man. Well, it's the big time. That's how that thing went, right? All right, so I'm going to play a few more of this audio, and then I got my guy D-Shift that been waiting patiently. Man, I'm going to read all of y'all comments in the field. I really appreciate you guys so much for the donation to help elevate the nation. Let's go.
Slick was mad at that from the beginning. Oh, man. Oh, Bucky.
No, not mad. Not mad.
Not mad?
But go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Marcellus?
I will get it in. I'm going to tell you right now, Bucky up here campaigning for these Cowboys. I'm in support of the Cowboys, but not as much as Bucky Brooks. He wants to make America's team great again. I hear you. But at the same time, we're looking at the Dallas Cowboys, who will be better next year. Y'all got to really distill this question to what it really is asking, which is basically, can the Dallas Cowboys win a playoff game? Because last year they win 12 games. That's a great record in the NFL, 12-5.
Right.
But then they lose their playoff game. So the real question is, can they win a playoff game? Not a single person alive is going to sit there and swear that the Dallas Cowboys, with all of this talent, with Dak Prescott at quarterback, can't win a playoff game. As a matter of fact, in the playoff game they lost, which they were getting spanked, they were one play away in a questionable call from actually winning that playoff game. So I look at the Dallas Cowboys, number one offense in the NFL. And you talk about all the talent that they have on that side of the ball.
Right.
And I think they got rid of some dead weight, not only mentally, but physically. No more disguising as a number one receiver, Amari Cooper. You got to go, bro.
Wow.
Make room for CeeDee Lamb and his blossoming and his growth. Also, whatever happened last year, I think the Dallas Cowboys staff went back into their meeting rooms and said, look, we saw Ezekiel Elliott supposedly fully motivated last year. We're going to see him fully motivated this year because Tony Pollard is not playing games. So in terms of the touches, in terms of the support that Dak Prescott's going to have, it's going to be even greater. And most importantly, Dak Prescott gets to focus on not only his entire body, but his entire game versus last offseason. All he could do was focus in on his one leg in rehab. All of that adds up to a better season. All that adds up to a playoff win for these Dallas Cowboys.
Nugget! That boy said, hey, last year he was focusing on his leg, right? He was focusing on, look, Dak Prescott was focusing on the leg. Man, I'm holding my leg over here. He was focusing on the leg. He's focusing on the leg. I hope y'all understand that. Now he can focus on the whole body. He can focus in and getting back with his private coach over here, working on the follow through. I think that you throw more with your legs than anything, right? But you had to readjust that. Look, there's people right now that sprained their ankle in 94, and they still hobbling around here. Let me know if you're in the chat. There's people that probably banged their knee in 2006, and they still say, man, hey, every time it rain, man, that knee, come on with it, man. That knee kind of hurt, man. That knee. There's people watching right now that really bumped their pinky toe 4 days ago, and they still feel a little pain every time they walk. Let me know if that's true in the chat box right now. So, look, this team with Dak Prescott, he's going to really get back to everything and get things back going in the right direction. Ain't that right, Dave Schiff? You live.
Man, I want the Super Bowl so bad for Dak Law.
No doubt.
Now, as bad as I want it for us, but I like, come on, man. Come on, Law. Like, did anybody bring up the fact that he was dealing with the fact that his brother, he had just lost his brother too?
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
So he went a whole off season with a contractual situation. You know, Russell Wilson kind of stuck his neck out there, kind of, well, come get me if he don't want no money.
Uh-huh.
He was dealing with all that, the ankle, and then he lost his brother. But this man don't have the mental capacity.
Yeah. And you can't forget about the grandmas and them. You know, he was close to their grandma. But keep going.
Yeah, man, and I mean, not to mention that, the fact that he's still going through life with, just his mom, just the, only important person in your life. You know what I'm saying? So, talk about mental capacity that this man got. Like, that's just, like, I don't know if it was just, like you said, just a poor choice of words on her. She's still kind of green to this analyst stuff, and sometimes you don't necessarily have the right words, so you just kind of say the first thing that comes to your mind. But that, come on, man, that was just a ridiculous. Like, bring Stephen A. Smith back, man. Come on. bring Stephen A. back, because at least he's gonna put it in perspective. At least he's gonna give us the heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not the player.
More or less come at just not the player, because he can at least understand like the dynamics. Like he wouldn't have no take like that. So man, I've been kind of watching these takes of Rick Buechler, Old Girl, Joy Taylor. Like nobody really cares what you're saying, Joy. We ain't watching you for your analyst. I'm just saying. I feel you. But the same token, man, like they really never have. I mean, come on, man. So I just doubt this man's mental capacity and not understand. And I like what Bucky and them are just putting out, just getting them to understand, like, because you can talk about the three people that they lost this off season, but everyone's failing to mention. I was watching I think it was Vach, Kavanaugh, and Hillman yesterday.
Okay.
And then they were talking about how still they're still talking about whether or not this team has gotten better despite those people that they lost. But Vach brought up an excellent point that I've been trying to bang home, is the fact that you got about how many people on this team, Law, do we have that are still coming from their rookie, second, and third year? And so, Vach is going with the whole standpoint of the fact that, in college as a freshman, you're going to get better from sophomore year. You're going to get better to your junior year.
Big facts.
They're having, the fact that we had the pandemic hit with so many young guys that didn't have an off season, so they're stepping into their second off season. Some of these guys were in college and missed a lot, during the pandemic, when you talked about the OSAs and Michael Parsons didn't even play in the whole year. So you have a lot of young talent on this team who is getting a full off season. They're getting just full workouts. And I just really think the ascension of these 10 to 20 guys that made major contributions last year going into another year, the math just says that this team is going to get better. Yep,
Bucky Brooks, and then that's what even the other guy just said, Marcellus Wiley, he just said that this team basically is going to get better. And this is the thing. It's still the unknown. Like far as for what happened last year and now we're moving into this year, nobody had this team pegged as going 12-5 last year, the pundits, the critics. No one saw that this team would even touch the playoffs. So they overachieved what most doubts and what most critics thought.
Think about what they did to you on the round table before the season.
Yeah.
Boy, they try to crucify you, Law.
Yeah, they scoffed at me, man. They said I'm delusional when I said we was going to sweep the NFC East. And at that time, everybody was high on the sauce with the Washington team. And now it's the same thing, but it's the Eagles now. So I get it right now. Dak Prescott is, since 2017, 22-3 against the NFC East. I mean, that's crazy good numbers.
Let that be another quarterback in this division, and they would be highlighting that point. But because it's Dak, and I feel like Dak Prescott, he doesn't not to make it a racial issue, but like what your caller was talking about or alluding to with the fact of him being African American, I don't feel like he gets the same passes that other quarterbacks get that are African American.
Yeah. That's Pandora's box, and I know I'm gonna get like 15 to maybe 20 hate mail in the mail because this is the same thing. Look, I'm the same station in 2016 and 17. I got death threats for taking up for Dak Prescott, and I wasn't even a big channel at the time, but I was sitting there saying that I love Tony Romo, I love his skill set, and I love what he brought to the table. But now it's time for him to sit down and have Dak Prescott to run the show, and I got death threats, hate mail, and I get it. I love Romo. I wanted him to win ultimately the Super Bowl, but it didn't happen. Some things just don't happen for him. But now we going into the 7th year with Dak Prescott. We got to figure out a way. And what I'm saying is that this guy is capable enough to get us to the playoff. Now we just got to surround other things around him. When we look at other teams and they put people and things around said quarterback, they don't take away. And I believe that the Cowboys need to do that still. Put things around and continue to develop around the quarterback and the running back, and things can work its way out.
Man, I'm excited for Dak just having a healthy offseason. Excited for just another year for just a lot of these guys. You're talking about Parsons, Osa, Diggs, CD, Tyler Biadasz, Terrence Steele. Look at the transformation Terrence Steele made from year 1 to year 2. Yeah. So nobody else gonna make a jump. Nobody else gonna make a leap, or Terrence Steele, he just done. He not gonna grow anymore.
Right. Oh my goodness, man.
Come on, man.
D Shiv, man.
All right, Lord,
I appreciate you, man.
Callers, bro. I'll holler at you, bro.
No doubt, man. That's a good call from D Shiv, man. Always bringing in some good stuff, man. Yeah. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Marcellus, did you start out by saying that you didn't support the Cowboys as strongly as Bucky Brooks?
Not as strongly as Bucky Brooks. Bucky Brooks got to win a Super Bowl.
Did you actually start out that way? Because what I heard was a campaign that was much stronger than what Bucky had coming out of the gate, and Bucky came out strong. You guys are forcing me to start this. Look, I don't know that you guys ever had a training plan where you did either gassers or one-on-twos as the first thing out of the gate for practice. But that's what you're putting on me for this show. We couldn't have put the Cowboys back in the B or the C block just so I could get warmed up a little bit. I got to go one-on-two with this right away. Because, look, here's the bottom line. You're never going to go wrong by expecting the Cowboys to disappoint whatever expectations you have. That has been proven over the years. And in spite of the fact that they have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL this year, the odds makers have them winning fewer games than they did last year. The over-under is at 10. They won 12 last year. And looking at their schedule, they should be, I'm counting, even if they lose to all of the quality teams, the way that is structured, the time off that they have, how easy it is on the back end, if they can't get to 12 wins, there's something seriously wrong with these Cowboys. Now, they didn't have a great offseason.
Oh, let me tell him that I can literally tell him to lean forward with the blockchain. You look like a hatch baby bird with no facial hair over there. Look, why don't you just lean forward just a little bit? He kind of favor, if you guys can take a look at him, he kind of favor Roger Goodell. Is that your son? Let me see if I can screenshot him right quick so y'all can see the representation of what he looked like over here. Y'all just bear with me real quickly. Y'all please just bear with me. Let me see if I can pull him up right here. And I'm going to take my screenshot thing, and I'm going to screenshot him just quickly. Hold on. Let me do this right quick. Bam. We're going to go here. Oh, yeah. It kind of look like Roger a little bit, you know. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. I'm trying to make it all nice and neat because I'm going to tell him to lean forward just a little bit. Right there. Yeah, right there. You know. Right here. Now, I can't hit the ladies, but if a dog sure can hit him, yeah, he do got a nice blue jacket on. It looks blue to me, and a purple tie, and the baby powder blue shirt. But won't you lean forward right there? You go up there and go to your room. That's Roger Goodell's son.
And I will say there are parts, Micah Parsons being at the front of the line, CeeDee Lamb being another, where I am hoping and expecting that these guys are going to take another step forward. But
now you can't speak off both sides of your mouth because the odds maker last year truly didn't have the Cowboys going 12-5, right? No one saw that this defense was going to climb down from the 30th ranked defense all the way down to the 12th ranked defense. The odds makers were really wrong. But I come here to tell you guys that I wasn't an odds maker, and I was right just a little bit. So Cowboy Nation, it's not about who's right or who's wrong. But there goes to show you that the odds makers, they don't be right on the money.
I can't ignore the pieces that they've lost. Amari Cooper is dead weight? You want to have that conversation with Dak Prescott? Because dead weight and a crutch are not the same thing. And I would say it's rather the latter than the former when it comes to Dak Prescott. So I need to see Dak Prescott be at his best without Amari Cooper by his side. But in any case, this idea that they're going to be better when they lost the pieces that they lost, I assume you're counting on the schedule to make them better, because as a team, I can't possibly make that argument.
I see, Rick. I don't think Rick must not spend a lot of time in the garden. He doesn't have a green thumb like I do. Brooks landscaping over here. We like to get in the yard and kind of sometimes you got to prune the trees. Sometimes you got to do some things to make sure you let that new growth come. So some of this is due to addition by subtraction. What do I mean by that? You had to let Amari Cooper go so CeeDee Lamb can fully blossom. You had to get those guys off the offensive line, Connor Williams, La'el Collins, so this offensive line can be better, because as much as we talk about Dak Prescott being able to throw it to the perimeter, he can't throw it if he's on his back. And in the last couple of years, we've seen too many leaks up front, not enough physicality and toughness at the line of scrimmage, can't run the ball the way that you want to run the ball or the way you need to run the ball for the Dallas Cowboys. So now you fortify that offensive line. You get those young, hungry guys on the perimeter playing in what we call expanded roles. Yeah, I think the Dallas Cowboys are more than ready to go to the next step. But let's really talk about the strength of their team.
Bucky Brooks off the top rope. Let some one of these callers come in, man. They've been waiting over here patiently. From the 203, it's you and me. You're live.
Lord, what's good, man? Small time,
man. What's good with you, man?
Nothing, man. How you, man?
Man, been good, man. You gonna make your way out to Oxnard or to one of these events this year?
You already know I'm coming back to the Cowboy experience, man.
Okay. I can't wait to see you again,
we had a good
man.
time out there letting them Falcons know what they do with themselves last year.
Hey, before we get started, man, Just let the people know, man, with Cowboys experience, it sells itself, man. People don't have a good time, they have a great time. Talk to the people about your experience out there, man.
Man, listen, that was the first time I went, man, and thanks to Barry and his crew, man. Man, we had a wonderful weekend experience, man, meeting all the players, Michael Gallup, Noah Brown, Jay Novacek and his dog, man. I even won me a Cowboy Christmas sweater, man. Man, I had a marvelous time. You hear me?
Yeah, man. I appreciate you,
anybody
man.
out there listening, man, if you want to have a great Cowboy experience, man, hit up the Cowboy Experience, book your tickets, book your weekend, and you're guaranteed to have a lovely time, man.
Man, I appreciate you for that plug, man, of plugging what I do with the Cowboys Experience, man. So what you have for this episode?
So, man, listen, man, I hear the people going back and forth with this Dak thing. First of all, to question his mental capacity is crazy. That's just bananas right there.
Yeah.
You can question, anything physical, his footwork, maybe his arm, this, that, and the other. You cannot question this man's mental capacity, especially I think one of the last callers, touched on everything that he had been going through in the last year and a half. And to still deliver the numbers that he delivered last year, you're going to say question his mental capacity? Come on, man, just stop. Just get rid of that right there.
Yeah, yes, indeed, man.
Second, the second thing I want to say about this, every time we, hear about Dak Prescott, and yesterday the guys were saying it again, man. Like, I remember reading in the chat some dude talking about Aaron Rodgers owns Dak. He always beats Dak, this and that. First of all, let's put everything in perspective.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers does not play against Dak. He plays against the Cowboys defense.
Big facts.
And I think people fail to realize that when we talked about this already. We get it. If you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys and pretty much any team, the quarterback gets all the praises, And depending on what team you talking about, the quarterback is going to get all the blame.
Yeah.
Depending on what team you're talking about. But because it's the Dallas Cowboys, we already know the quarterback will get the blame.
Big facts.
Now, again, Dak Prescott doesn't win games. Dak Prescott doesn't lose games. The Dallas Cowboy wins or lose games. Now, who you going to, blame for losing games? Then you got to look at the game for that. But you just can't sit there and say, oh, Dak loses games or he can't win games. It's the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys. Now, with that being said.
Talk to me.
With that being said, this year coming, I think we're going to be hitting on all cylinders. Barring, any big injuries. But we're going to be hitting on all cylinders. And it's going to be, eye-opening for a lot of people. A lot of people are going to eat crow, have egg on their face, all that, when we're hitting on all cylinders. The last caller talked about it. Last year, nobody had a clue that we would be 12-5. Yeah. Nobody had a clue about the defense climbing up that ladder from 30 to 12.
Right.
And that defense, listen, they're only going to get better this year than they were last year.
Big facts, homie. Yeah. Big
Offense
facts.
can only get better. And I get it. We lost Amari Cooper.
Right.
All due respect to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is one of the great wide receivers in the NFL right now. However, sometimes things just don't, chemistry-wise, things may not work out, attitude-wise, whatever the case may be. But we got more receivers now.
Okay.
We got a healthy, and the other piece is this. We have a healthy backfield. We have two top-notch running backs. And with those guys being healthy, it opens up so much more for our offense. But now the key is, and you guys talked about it, Kellen Moore.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is he going to do?
What he's going to do in his fourth year.
Yeah.
Can he step it up a little bit to help out everybody collectively? Hey, you brought in some good points, man. I really appreciate you for calling in so much, man. And it was a pleasure meeting you too out there at the event. And I can't wait to see you again, fam.
Well, we'll be there this year. Lord, we'll definitely be there. Shout out to you guys, Lord Nation, Sadiqa Charles, and everybody. And listen, man, I ain't got one thing to say, man. How about them Cowboys?
Yes, indeed. How about them? Small times, man. Appreciate you. That's my guy, man. He came out to the event. He showed up, showed out, and this year we still working on Parsons to come back out to the event, and we trying to get that guy that wears number 88. We may be getting close to that agreement there. So I really appreciate you guys for coming out, and we have 3 home games in a row, one being the preseason, and we still may do an event for the preseason, but we do for sure. I do know for sure we got the Buccaneers game and the Cincinnati game. So one thing I want Cowboys fans to be is loud, right? I want us to be loud. I want us to be insane, crazy for this team. Week 1, week 2, we want to carry on that momentum. Energy itself cannot be created nor destroyed, but dog it for sure can be transferred. So the energy that you guys got, I want it to be transferred when you get out there to the stadium and make sure it permeate down to the players. It actually can happen. If you think I'm lying, talk about the Legion, boom, the Seattle Seahawks. When they were at home, when they was on their spree, you couldn't tell them nothing. They was ready, that energy. I need for us to be the same. I get it. In Dallas, we like to cross our legs, drink some wine, and eat the cheese, right? But I want you guys to be locked, loaded, and ready. Let's go. Let's listen to these guys.
Another year in Dan Quinn's system. Trayvon Diggs being able to settle in. We saw what he did last year. Look, he was a bit of a double agent. He had a lot of interceptions, but he gave up big plays. Now you understand what is being asked. He's a premier corner. Now he takes better care of not allowing the ball to fly over his head. I just think this team is better because the pieces are better because they've been able to blossom. I look for the Cowboys to do big things now. My man Marcellus is going to kind of play it conservative and hedge their bet. Look, this team is going. This is the year. Oh, yeah. They're going. They're going right their ticket. They're going. I look at the NFC. It's wide open for the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. This is the time. Run to the cashier's thing. Place your bets. See.
He's an outsider, guys. He said that this is the year. I'm not saying it. He said it. That's Bucky Brooks. He's on the outside. You know, he's on the outside. That's what he see. Now, do you guys feel the same? You know?
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know. Simply because you don't have evidence that something does exist does not mean that you have evidence that something doesn't exist. So you understand the words I'm saying to you?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Cowboys are going.
I'm glad you finally clarified that for Slick Rick, who was out here looking at me like I was coming in hotter than Bucky Brooks. Bucky has them in the Super Bowl. This team has Super Bowl potential, but I'm not going that far just yet. Baby steps. First step being, let's win a playoff game. Let's start right there. Now, Slick.
Yeah, that's
Slick,
a good start.
I can tell you don't even believe what you're saying out there because you try to use the premise of what the odds makers are saying about the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, the same odds makers that predicted the Rams versus the Bengals? Oh, they didn't predict that. Or the same odds makers who tell me that the Warriors weren't going to be good? Like, oh, they didn't predict that. Man, don't give me the odds makers. Give me some real facts like this. Were the Dallas Cowboys 6-0 in the NFC East last year? Yes. And I know teams have improved on paper, on sliced up dead trees, but at the same time, you want to know what the point differential was last year with the Dallas Cowboys in their division? 40-17.
That boy said sliced up trees. He said sliced up trees. Oh, my goodness, man. Hey, that's what it is.
You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Yeah. Boyd says Dak is trash, or Dakota is trash. Oh, you talking about the state, which is South or North Dakota? That's trash. Or you talking about Dak? You know, I need to know. But neither here nor there. If you can get 37, look, put it like this: if you can be 22-3 in the NFC since 2017, baby, that's some good trash, huh? Right? If you can win, well, we're going to count the total record, 12-5 last year, and that's considered trash. My goodness. Put it like this. If Dak Prescott is trash, what do that mean against the other teams that he won? Because I believe he won 53 games and only lost 22. So that means the other 53 teams that he played against, they are all worse than trash? Wow. So that is amazing. Boy, that's amazing. If you really contextualize what you're saying, it just makes a better argument. A better argument for me. Dak is just average. Wow. So based upon your information, B_Z or BZ, if average is 37-10 is considered average, let me ask you this. How come all of the quarterbacks are not doing 37-10? Huh? Because I just try to figure that out, because the average equates to, that is the norm. So there's above average, average, and below. So from my understanding and my information that rules the nation right around here with this conversation is, how do you compute like an average salary? If the average salary, let's say if the average American is making $15 an hour and Dak Prescott somehow producing $30 an hour, but you look at him and you say, hey, that's average. I'm quite sure a lot of people that's looking at that said, hey, I want some of that average. So it makes my own case for itself. If you use that and contextualize it, right? And if the below average person is making less than 15, but Dak Prescott is nowhere close to the below average person, man, you know what? I don't think that you score high in math or what have you, nor, if I'm a betting man, that you are very successful in life, because you don't understand average. I'm not talking about you. Maybe you can ride in a Ferrari or a Bentley and you just love to come over here and troll, but I can guarantee you, in the bottom of my heart, I believe that you're nowhere close to being average based upon your assumptions of Dak Prescott being average. Boy, I tell you, I'm just killing y'all with the words slightly. Boy, I'm
40-17. Go ahead and improve. Make it 40-30. We still blowing y'all out. So the Dallas Cowboys have a quarterback since 2007.
Hold on, let me rewind what he said.
They didn't predict that. Are the same odds makers who tell me that the Warriors weren't going to be good? Like, they didn't predict that. Man, don't give me the odds makers. Give me some real facts like this. Were the Dallas Cowboys 6-0 in the NFC East last year? Yes. Yeah. And I know teams have improved on paper, on sliced up dead trees, but at the same time, you want to know what the point differential was last year with the Dallas Cowboys in their division?
What's the point differential?
40-17. 40.
So you mean to tell me an average quarterback can have the point differential of 40-17? 40-17. That's the average quarterback. Ooh. Listen.
But at the same time, you want to know what the point differential was last year with the Dallas Cowboys in their division? 40-17. 40-17. Go ahead and improve. Make it 40-30. We still blowing y'all out. So the Dallas Cowboys have a quarterback since 2017, 22-3.
Help is on the way. 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 43 and 32, and that's average. Woo! Look, this is crazy. I can't make this stuff up. Look, let's listen to more.
In his division. Slick. So that means they're going to be in the playoffs. All I'm saying is they're going to take the next step, which is get over that hump and not be one and done in the playoffs. Win your division, get into the dance, win that game, and let's see if this snowballs to where Bucky's going. But where you at, Slick, right now, you in Vegas losing your money believing these odds makers.
Boy, that's putting everybody in caskets over here. Body and everybody, man. Ain't that right? We got Jay Worthy. What's good with you, man?
What's up, Lord? How do you feel, my friend?
Man, doing good, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Congrats. You know, I was just sitting here just listening to all the comments. And first and foremost, the nation. I love the nation. I love what you're doing here.
Appreciate it, man.
You know, and that always impresses me. And
appreciate it, man.
I was just listening to all the Dak haters. And before I get to my football point, how often do you do Cowboys Experience?
Oh, every home game. We got every home game. I believe we're going to pick up a deal on one road game, and it's going to be with the Tennessee Titans. We go play them. But every home game, we have an event the day before the Cowboys. So, day before the Cowboys play.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool. The reason why I said that because I finally convinced my wife to fly from Philly to Texas to make our first appearance in our home game against the Washington Commanders in October. So I'm going to be there.
Okay. Oh,
but
okay. So hold on.
Experience.
Oh, you want to come via the Cowboys Experience?
Yeah.
Call the number, the hotline for your mind, and then just say, hey man, I want the Law Nation special. I want the law. When you call and book it, just say, man, I want the law special, man. They'll know what we talking about. And what they do is they will have you will have the hotel or what have you. They will bus you guys into the event, and then they will bus you down there to the game. I think we also got packages where you can see the Star in Frisco as well as the actual stadium, or in other words of how Jerry Jones said the stadium, and set up everything that way. I promise you and your wife, y'all will not have a good time. Y'all will not have a good time. Y'all will have a great time.
All right. That's what we're going to do. All right, cool. Thank you. That's what I'm going to do. But getting to my football point, Dak Prescott is the most scrutinized quarterback that I ever known. And not the fact that he's a winner.
Yeah.
How do you scrutinize a winner? And the one leg they lean on is the fact that, a playoff win. As if he doesn't have a playoff win.
True,
which confuses me. And so when I sit back and I look at the greats, you know, we talk about Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah.
John Elway didn't win a Super Bowl until his 15th year.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning didn't win a Super Bowl till his 11th year.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott only been in the league for 7 years, played 5 full seasons, coming off a broken leg, and they scrutinizing him like he's not good. And then you got these people coming on there saying that he's trash. And I say, so what's trash? Because a winning quarterback is not trash. And a quarterback that only played in the league fully for 5 seasons is not trash. Give them some time, just like you gave all the other greats sometimes that's wearing gold jackets right now.
Yeah, you know how that go. They ain't going to give us time, though, because, time is leaking out. But go ahead.
And they never took John Elway serious until he got Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
Until he got a run game. They didn't take Peyton Manning serious until he got Joseph Adai. They didn't win. And so when I look at it, they say Dak Prescott is not good without this run game, Ezekiel Elliott. So they want to put the blame on him because of the success of the other players around. That's why he's good.
Yeah.
But then I say to myself, I look back and I say, well, isn't it the same argument for the greats? They didn't get their rings until they got efficient run games, you know.
Yeah.
And so I sit back and I say, this is such unfair treatment with Dak Prescott when it comes down, when all he does is win. Who else do you want? You know, Tony Romo was a serviceable quarterback, good quarterback. I like Tony Romo, but he could never get over the hump. Dak Prescott come in the first year in his league and ball out. We love him.
Yeah.
And then when he plays bad, he gets all the scrutiny. And then the Cowboys, you know, and I can't say fair weather fans, you know, and then they all of a sudden they turn their backs on him. And that's what I don't like. Who do you want? Would you rather have Quincy Carter?
Man.
And so it bothers me, especially when I got to defend him when I'm living in Philly.
No doubt, Jay, man. I appreciate you so much for calling in, man, and leaving me your insights. And I can't wait to see you out there at the Cowboys Experience event. You, your wife, and you gonna bring the little ones too, or just you and the wife?
No. Just me and the wife. You know,
okay.
My little one just turned 1 on June 26th.
Congratulations,
you know.
man.
Thank you. And I heard your little girl had a birthday recently as well.
Right, on the 24th. Yeah, it's past month.
Yeah. And so no. The kiddies gonna stay back. They're gonna stay back.
Okay.
Just me and my wife gonna come out there. So looking forward to seeing all y'all. So expect me there.
Man, most certainly, man. I can't wait to bump into you, man. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, have a good one.
Yes, indeed, it's my guy, man. All right, what we're gonna do is
don't inflate what I said about the odds makers as my entire take or the reason that I have questions about the Dallas Cowboys. I am simply saying that looking at their schedule, they have an infinitely easier schedule than they did last year, and yet the odds makers are putting their win total lower.
Well, what I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns, things we don't know that we don't know.
No one knows what teams are going to look like the year to year. This is a year-to-year league. They wanted parity in the NFL. If they didn't, then they wouldn't have had revenue sharing, and they would take away the salary cap, and it will be a whole different NFL. Nevertheless, shout out to Greg Berry with the facts, with the stats. He says,
oh, you think darkness is your ally?
53 wins, 32 losses, 143 touchdowns, and 50 interceptions. If that's average, let me have the average quarterback, dude. If that's the case, let me have that any day, anywhere, any place. 53 to 32 losses. Oh my goodness. And then you must include the playoffs with that, because I think that number is a little bit lower. But 53, I would take that, and 143 touchdowns to 50 interceptions. That's not bad. 316, you're live.
What up, Lon? What's going on, man? What's going
on? It's all good, man. I'm having a great time over here, man. Talk to me, man.
Hey, man, that picture you put up of Goodell's son, tell me he doesn't look like that old cartoon bird, the dodo bird. My mama done told me to bring him some DNA.
You know.
As soon as you put the picture up, I was like, oh, that's a dodo bird. But here's the thing, though. True to life. The hate is real because they can't keep our names out their mouth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Whole off season.
Yeah.
Every station.
Right.
Is there something about that? Oh, we dropped the ball. We took a step back. Where, honestly, please tell me, where did we take a step back?
When you've been 12-5, man, there's not a lot of area that you want to improve on. You want to keep some of that. But I look at it, the only area is it goes back to what I've been saying all this offseason, is this right here.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
because there's nothing that we know. We don't know what Jalen Tolbert, James Washington is going to do. So those are the two areas that one can argue that we just don't know, and that is in the wide receiver area. I really believe that James Washington, what we do know is that Dak Prescott, you got him, you got Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. If, that's the operative word, the offensive line can just stay healthy, I see north of 10 wins with this. The defense is going to get better. We didn't lose a lot of people on defense. Talk to me.
We have a full off season.
True that. You know.
That has a full off season.
True.
A full off season. He's not worried about a broke leg. He's not worried about just getting back on the field. See, they talk bad about us leading up to New England. They was just gonna drag us.
Yeah.
Because if that can make it half the game, it'll be a miracle.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay. Yes. And then after the game, well, that just looks spectacular. But he won't be able to keep it up the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then, 15 games later, what's our score? What's our record?
Oh, yeah, 61 at that time, yeah. Oh, yeah, then finishing up everything at 12-5, yeah.
Right. Okay, so mix me with everything these special analysts are saying. Fact of the matter is, like you say, preparation, you're staying there, that's what they got right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are prepping, they are building as a unit. Yeah. You don't think the new cats don't know what's going on or what's at stake? Because guess who they looking to? The one who nobody expected nothing out of last year, Micah Parsons. If they follow his lead, the sky's the limit. The only way we can actually do anything is if somebody else just have luck on their side or a ref on their side. But other than that, if we can stick to the formula, run the ball down their throat, play action, and let some of them big old linemen open up holes for Pollard and Zeke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We put us in the playoffs.
No doubt, man. You put us in.
Go ahead and do that. Book us in the playoffs. Then when we get to the playoffs, let them hang.
Let them hang, baby. Appreciate you so much.
Let them hang.
Let them hang. I thank you for calling in, fam.
All right, fam. Good.
It's a good call from him, man. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to do the 2-minute drill. Y'all already know when the 2-minute drill, you see it right here. We're going to have that up there. So be sure to understand when your time is up. And let's go with these other callers, man. I got the 210. You in?
No, baby, what's going on with you, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me, man.
Oh, man, this is Dr. Q, man, calling from the Caribbean, man. I had to call back in and join the show.
Shout out to
man,
Q.
You read my mind today. Man. I was in my PDI lab today debating with some Cowboy haters, and they tried to tell me, they rated Dak 20 and tried to tell me Lamar Jackson is better than Dak.
Right.
I want to hear your take on that, okay? He's a good scrambler, and I tried to convince him, look, man, all you got to do is look at the stats, man. Dak outplays Lamar since basically since the last few years at least.
Yeah.
And so these guys try to debate me on it, telling me that Dak is a 20th rated quarterback, and I'm like, I'm just not hearing that, man. Like the other caller said, man, a lot of Dak haters, a lot of Cowboy haters, man. But I know I got a minute and 20 seconds left here, but I just wanted to say this, man, if I can. Those single male Cowboys out there, if you ain't got nothing to do, this week, starting tonight, is the Caribbean Carnival, man, the Caribbean Carnival. It's about to get stupid here tonight, man. Do you hear me? So you got people coming in from St. Lucia, from Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad. I'm in St. Vincent. So it's going to run for about 4 days, man. So, like myself, I'm married. So the single guys out there, you talk about a country that's 110,000 deep. They have 32 islands here. The women double the men. You hear what I'm saying? So it's definitely about to get real ignorant tonight, man. So,
oh my gosh, man! But, hey, stay locked up over there, man.
I will, man. But yeah, I just wanted to get your take on that. Like about 25 seconds left on the Dak and the Lamar Jackson thing here.
No, matter of fact, I'll answer that off the line. But, man, I appreciate you for calling in, fam. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, man. All right. Enjoy it, man. Take care now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right. Bye-bye.
No doubt. Good call from him, by the way. I truly believe that Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. But Lamar Jackson is athletic. I don't think that there's a quarterback that's more athletic than Lamar Jackson right now. And giving him the weapons that he got over there in Ravens land and how they throw the ball and do things there, Lamar Jackson is good for his team over there, and Dak Prescott is good for his team here. I truly believe that if in a pinch, give me Dak Prescott over Lamar Jackson, but depending on who's the coaching. So that goes to show you that Lamar Jackson with Kellen Moore, nah. But Lamar Jackson, let's say, for example, if Lamar Jackson was on Kyle Shanahan's team, Lamar Jackson would be damn near impossible to stop, right? That's just my thoughts. So it just depends on which system. But give me Dak Prescott. If it's just going to be airing it out, throwing it around, give me Dak Prescott. But if it's going to be on a situation depending on scheme, give me Lamar Jackson. That's just how it goes. That argument will always be the argument who Dak Prescott is comparable to, but you just give me the certain circumstances there. All right.
The conference has been locked.
All right, we're going to lock it up. All right, let's let my guy MJ in the house.
What up, family? How you doing?
No, all good, man. I can't complain. Talk to me.
Oh, man. I just watching the car. Let the Cowboys fans know we're not going to. If Will Fuller not signed, we don't need no Will Fuller. Talbot, the Alabama tried to sign Talbot. They tried to tell him to transfer. He would have been in Alabama. Just think, guys, if Talbot would have went to Alabama, he would have been a number one pick. So, guys, don't let that get to you.
Okay.
Second, Randy Gregory came in at 238 when he first came to the Cowboys. Had to put weight on him.
Yeah.
The guy we got now, second round pick, 6'4", 261, 4'4", already set up in a man's body. So he's going to outdo Gregory. Gregory only played about 5 games, 7 games, 10 games a year. So we ain't going to miss that. Now, my boy Cooper, that's my boy. Love him. Good route runner. But that's the only thing we got to see. We got young receivers. They got a chance to make this Cowboy team. Let's see what happens. And only guy that I really want on the Cowboys
right
is the linebacker from Anthony Barr. If all other linebackers don't come through, they waiting to see what the young boys do, then we'll get Anthony Barr. That's the only one we need. Other than that, everybody else, we deep. Our D-line got bigger and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
We faster up the middle on both sides. We got speed kills.
It do.
And Law, our Cowboy team, Dak Prescott, like I say, only thing he got to get better is beat that zone because they know he'll kill him one-on-one. So I'm not worried about it. And Law, good show. And all I got to say to the Cowboys, stay focused. And how about them Cowboys? And don't be no crybaby. Let's get the Super Bowl.
Let's go. That's my guy, my dog, man.
Just dropped it.
All right, let me give my analysis on what he said. Basically, that somebody named Randy Gregory, you know, he had his inefficiencies coming into the league.
Smoke weed every day.
And he was 6'5", 238 pounds. He needed a sandwich, and he gained some weight over the years, but he wasn't running a 4.40. And I'm not saying that Sam Williams is Randy Gregory, because we will miss some of those pressures that Randy Gregory was able to bring to the table. And that shoulder blade can bend. That bend, y'all got to listen to Big Game James a couple of years ago when we said that bend. But your best ability is your availability. Let me say it for the kid that's way in the back down yonder. Your best ability is your availability, and Randy Gregory been playing Houdini with the Cowboys because he have not been available. And word on the street is what to do, what the business is. Now, word on the street is that Randy Gregory probably would not even be available for the Denver Broncos for week 1, nor for week 2 or week 3, because he's going through a surgery thing that he got to recover from with his rotator cuff on his shoulder. So that is a situation and a half with them. But that's not our problem. That's their problem. But as he look at it with the wide receiver of Jalen Tolbert, if he went to another team like the all the way back to college, if he went to the LSU or if he went to another team like Alabama versus South Alabama that he went to, maybe he would have been drafted in the first round. We don't know. But he do have that dog nasty mentality. He selected to stay home with the family, and that's why he played at South Alabama juxtaposed to going somewhere else. Shout out to him. Talent is talent, and we will find out in a few weeks. If Jalen Tolbert can stand tall and bang with these guys. I'm quite sure he can. He does look like he got the athleticism. The 302, you're live.
If Jalen Tolbert can stand.
Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. You're live from the 302.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing much, man. Talk to me.
I was watching your show. I love your show.
I appreciate
with
it.
that.
Appreciate it.
I was watching yesterday on TV on First Take. Now, this is going to give you something to talk about.
Okay.
The running back from the Philadelphia Eagles put out there on the street that they got an all-star team. He shouldn't have liked the fire like that. He shouldn't do that. So he's trying to say Jalen Hurts going to be a good quarterback. He's not going to be a good quarterback, even though he got the whip. He ain't been in the league that long. He got a lot to show. They try to pair him with Prescott. Nah, he's not going to be never better than Prescott. If you look at our division, Prescott probably the best quarterback in that division.
Right.
And then I was watching First Take. They got Prescott as number 11 quarterback overall in the league, and then he started to say Jalen Hurts 16 or 20. Now you got to put Jalen Hurts way down there. We're going to see what's happening this year in the football league, what's going on. But I think Prescott got something to prove, and I think this year he's going to prove it.
Well, every year that dude got something to prove.
I'm going to give you something to talk about. Did you watch First Take yesterday?
I didn't watch it yesterday, though.
Now, I'm going to tell you, the guy from the running back from the Eagles is talking more trash than a little bit. Talking about they got an all-star team. An all-star team.
Well, I heard that. I saw a caption that he said that they are an all-star team. So, I mean, granted, let them be paper champs or, slices of wood, all-star team. But we'll find out when they play against the stars. They got to play against the stars.
What the guy said. The other guy said, yeah, that's on paper. But the other guy said that it's going to come down to the quarterback play.
Yeah.
And I think that Prescott is way better than Jalen Hurts.
Oh, yeah. But shout out to Jalen Hurts, man.
Come on.
Huh? Yeah, shout out to Jalen Hurts,
you know what?
man.
I hope that he have a good season or try to have a good season, because this is what it's going to tell if he's going to be able to get a contract or not.
Appreciate you, man, so much for calling in, Fab. Thank you.
Right, man, I love you, man. I love your show. Keep doing your thing. I'm going to see you all through the season. Let's go get to the Super Bowl, Cowboys. Let's go.
Let's go. Good call from him, man. FBI kicking down the doors and everything. All right, I got my guy, man, my brother from another mother, no other. Point Dexter, man. You live, man. Talk to me.
Hello. How you doing, baby?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Hey, man, look, I was so excited when Dallas drafted Dak Prescott. I had seen him in Mississippi State, and I was so excited that they had him. I did not think that he was going to fly up the roster and be a starter as soon as he was.
Right.
He is a winning quarterback. They just had to get the pieces around him. He did have a setback with getting his leg broke and everything, put on the wrong way. But he is a winning quarterback. Yeah. Okay. I can't wait till we get into this training camp and preseason games and stuff, man. Then we can really get into our analysis, man. I'm hoping that, these younger players, second and third year players, man, they show that improvement. You know what I mean? It's time for somebody, every year, you never know who's going to emerge, man. It's history, man. You got undrafted free agents that become Pro Bowl Hall of Fame players,
Right.
So you never know, man. It's going to be a soup, and we're going to just stir it all up. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to get to stirring it up. You hear what I'm saying? I'm loving it. So, we said it before, the fan is being a fan, man. We're going to be a fan of this. Let's see, I heard you on the podcast with the other fellas, man. And, it's a dysfunctional family. But we love them.
We love them.
Okay? And we go chip on, And I love your format, man, that you can, you have such a plethora of callers. And, man, it's like a big family. We just having this big discussion. Now, I will tell you that tonight I'm going to put a shout out. I am going to a party for a cancer survivor and a big Cowboy fan.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Raymond Gamble. We call him Gamp. And we're having a party for him tonight, man. He's a cancer survivor and a big Cowboy fan. So I just want to put a shout out to him. And I want to ask you one more thing, man.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Bomani Jones show on HBO?
Never. I got HBO too, so I need to check it out.
Yeah, if you get a chance, man, check out Bomani Jones. This dude here, man, he has he has a lot of fun with it, man, but this dude spits facts. I remember seeing him on the what they call the ESPN or whatever.
Right.
And I never thought that he could, just get loose. Now he on HBO, man, and he has some brilliant insight. I'm talking about all sports. And just check him out, man. And next time I give you a holler, man, we'll chop it up. All right?
No doubt, man. Hey, give me that name of the individual, man, and I'll see if I can send him a message, man. And if he's a big Cowboy fan, shout out to him for surviving. And if he's in Dallas area, be sure to let him hit me up and make sure we can get him out to the game.
All right. Check it out. Do it tomorrow. His name is Raymond Gamble. His nickname is Gamp. Okay? And if you want to reach him, reach Wendell Foreman. He's on the Facebook and all that.
Foreman.
Okay? Because I'm not on Facebook because I'm a player. And players don't be on Facebook.
Players. Hey, you need to be going over there with old boy. When he said he's in the islands over there, he said that island over there, you might get in trouble still, though, if you're a player. But you're not a player. You just crush a lot, man. That's what it is,
No, that's what it is. Because, my wife, she loves it when I say that. You know what I mean? Because I'm a player in the sense of just being a player. You hear what I'm saying? But I'm married. I've been married 20 years. I love my wife, and I'm in a monogamous relationship. So don't get it twisted.
Hey, boy, he got that Bobby cleaning it up, baby. Hey, baby. I appreciate you, Poindexter, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, man. Love you.
I love you too, man.
I got to say it.
Yeah.
How about them cow?
Yeah, Poindexter, baby. But yeah, he ain't a player, y'all. He just crushed a lot, man. Leave him alone. From the Himalaya, he got that smooth voice too. Yeah. I bet you said to your wife, baby, you can have my heart, but not my eyes, You can have my heart, but not my eyes. What they going on? Shout out to him, man. That's my guy, Poindexter, man. Shout out to him, man. Smooth with it, brother. And he's been married for 20 years. So, but I'm gonna make sure I reach out to Wendell Foreman on Facebook Groove, man. Let me get to these super chats, man. I really appreciate everybody who stayed all the way to this point. I know people super chatted and dashed up out of here, but I really appreciate them regardless of what you guys say. We had a good time today, man. We did. The first one was from Sadiqua. Appreciate you so much for your love and adulations. Law, she put $10 in there. She says, Law, to help the super chat, to help support you at Oxnard, keep doing what you do and enjoy what you for the nation. I appreciate you so much, Sadiq. Thank you. Let me give you one of these sirens right here. Lamar, he says Peyton, Tom, Mahomes, whoever would they be who they are under the big blue lights? There's questions about that. Let's see who else super chatted. Malone 82 finally caught a live chat. Oil field keep me extremely busy. Malone, and it literally says 2 hours ago. Yeah, I've been live for a long time, man. He super chatted this 2 hours ago, and I'm just not getting to it. But Malone, if you still here, man, shout out to you. All of y'all I'm gonna say y'all. I'm from Mississippi, man. So all of y'all names will be entered into the drawing, and I'm gonna give away this hat. So when we pull your name, just be sure to hit me up on my website. Law Nation Sports. Zeta No Beta super chatted $20. Says Dontario Drummond is my favorite wide receiver, but the play we got a pick on. Let me see. I can't read today. My hooked on funny guys ain't here. Is my favorite wide receiver, but the play we got a pick on from Jimmy G, we had pressure up the middle and forced the overthrow. We are way too inconsistent. Okay, Zeta, no beta. So he's talking about way back, and this was an hour ago. He's talking about that play in the playoffs that we got a pick. No. Dontario Drummond is my favorite wide receiver, but the play we got a pick on from Jimmy G. Okay, so no, you talking about that interception that Anthony Brown caught. We had pressure up the middle, which forced the overthrow, but we were way too inconsistent. Okay, so you said basically Dontario Drummond is your favorite wide receiver, and then you went on to talk about the interception that Jimmy G. I got you now. And we had a pressure up the middle. Yeah, we did. We finally got pressure and forced Jimmy G to throw an errant throw. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Zeta. No beta, man. Norm says he just super chatted 50. God, dog, Norm, you super chatted $50, man. How did I miss that one? Jeez. Appreciate you, Norm. Norm Andrew Sr. I hope you win this hat, bro. I hope you win this hat so I can see a picture of you in that, man. Mr. Wright, Antoine Meyer. The caller made a statement. Listen, the QB ranking talking is all opinionated. Yup, it's very subjective. The point of it all, people like who they like. It's not about color. People can agree to disagree, period. Stop it fast. So basically, Mr. Wright is saying that it's not about the color of the quarterback, which I do agree, because Pat Mahomes is the brother, right, that's mixed or what have you, and as well as Russell Wilson. He is a brother that is mixed or what, well, I don't know, Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson. He just got good hair. He's a guy, well, nothing is good nor bad, by the way. I had to clear that up because I don't want people to say, hey, just because his wavy is good, what about the nappy? You can't have nappy head and be good. So I clear that up, so don't come after me. All right, so he can comb through his hair. Basically, that's a better way to say it. You can take a comb and go through it, and it won't get caught. All right, so you got Russell Wilson, who's a top 10. Lamar Jackson, who's a top 10. So, yeah, it's not about the color aspect of it. But those quarterbacks, they better not mess up. And that's a story of a different day. Let's go to, he made another super chat. Y'all gonna crucify me over here. Mr. Wright Antoine for the 1999 for your mind. Cowboy fans base jump on whoever and whatever the talking points that is popping. Dak had an injury, Zeke had one leg, and fans want him to be gone. Both of them, basically. People need to watch film before they start talking crazy stuff. You right, real talk, because Elijah Elliott had 10 touchdowns last season on one leg. On one leg, baby. He had 10 touchdowns on one leg, man. Sheila Neal, oh, Sheila. To help grow the nation, she donated 10 of them. I'm reading all of the super chats, by the way, so y'all be patient with me. Shout out to you, T22 Walk. T22 Walk, appreciate you for subscribing. Carlos says, you know what? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. Always hearing we have promising prospects and hoping that they pan out just to make a few big splashes signing and then get to that Super Bowl. Carlos, for the $4.99 for your mind, I appreciate you for the donation there. I absolutely understand what you said, Carlos, but this is the Dallas Cowboys, baby. This is the Dallas Cowboys, and we're going to always talk highly. Look, I believe this. Lyram, Hallelujah, or Hajrullah, or Hallelujah, however you want to say it, Lyram, would probably be a guy that have the most views of videos today, and he will be the backup kicker in trading camp. That's just how the Cowboys news go. Lyram, Hallelujah, will have more views because it's the Cowboys. That's just how it goes. Sadiqa said, thank y'all for the 200. Thank y'all for the 200 likes in the chat. I appreciate y'all, man, so much for hitting that like button. And shout out to you, Sadiqa. A mother's love for a newborn club. Appreciate you. Thank you for commenting. And Mike Lawson, appreciate you. The spiral, the coils, you don't know. Y'all are connected. Appreciate you. Nappy Hair Divine, appreciate you. So if anybody else here, appreciate you guys so much for tuning in and being part of this particular episode. From the Himalayas, appreciate y'all. Damage control. You know I do a lot of damage control here too as well. But charge it to my head, not my heart, right? Y'all know how it goes, man. Stephen Jones is cap. Finish the fans. I feel you, man. But you already know.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally.
Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Russ got those rock G's. If you smell what the rock is cooking. Shout out to you, Sadiq. Thank you for the love. Mr. Clay, Straight Facts, appreciate you. Thank everybody for tuning in to this particular episode. There will be more to come throughout the day. Be sure to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Lawson, shout out to you. And shout out to everybody who think Dak Prescott is average. Let me know right now. I got a column right here that I want you guys to post down. Type in the comment box if you believe that Dak Prescott is average with these abbreviations. If you believe that he's above average, let me see AA. If you believe that Dak Prescott is average, let me see A. And if you believe that Dak Prescott is below average, let me see BA in the chat. But I truly believe that Dak Prescott is a winner. And if you contextualize it, what Greg Berry put down earlier, not many quarterbacks is doing that. The craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation, as we go back and forward about the quarterback, look, I see a bunch of AAs in here, man. Double A's in there, above average Dak. So here's my thoughts on this overall. I think that Dak Prescott is being overtalked. I think that this team is always being overjudged. I always see that this team is also put on high expectations. And when you're not hitting those high expectations, they tend to make the expectations even higher, even when you hit them. Here's the case, and here's the proven fact to my point here. The Cowboys was said that they won't even win over 8 games last year. They won't win over 8 games because they said at first the year before 8-8 Cowboys, right? Which they was right. We finished the season 6-10. But they had us pegged just last season not winning over 8 since they added an extra game. The Cowboys trumped that number. And then they moved the goalpost to say that the Cowboys would not make it to the playoffs. Then the Cowboys made it to the playoffs. And then they said the Cowboys would not win the playoff game, be one and done. And finally, they were right. So what I'm coming here to tell you guys, that it's an impossible task to continuing to move the goalpost for this particular team. That's just how it goes. You got things that's being generated out of thin air now, that now the Dak Prescott got garbage time stats. Well, it comes to show that there's no other quarterback in the National Football League that get those garbage time stats. It's only relegated to Dak Prescott. And now on the opposite side of the coin, on the football side, on the defense, you got yards given up. So the new toy to pick on will be Trayvon Diggs. So heading into the second year of Parsons, trust and believe, the media is trying to find ways to turn on him. They are looking for it. They are trying to find it. But I think that somebody said that a couple of episodes ago, or it could have been last episode, that Parsons is like that black hole where it's a gravitational pull, that he will pull in some new and better talent around him because that's just what he brings to the table. Competition. He's such a competitive aspect of a person, right? That he elevates everybody else's game. He wants everybody else to improve. So it's funny that we all go to this point with Dak Prescott and this team in general about this stat and that stats while other teams can fly under the radar. Nobody's combing through the Cincinnati Bengals right now. Nobody's combing through the Jets. Oh, nobody's combing through the Eagles. Nobody's talking about the Giants right now. Nobody's talking about the Buccaneers. Don't y'all know that the Buccaneers got a quarterback with 7 rings and he flies under the radar? He absolutely flies under the radar. That is the craziest thing of it all. You would think that every topic, every conversational piece should be about him. Excuse me, nobody's talking about the MVP of the National Football League last year by the name of Aaron Rodgers. This got a crazy number contract. Right? Nobody's talking about that. What was the guarantee? Like $200 million something guaranteed? Nobody's talking about that. They're not. Nobody's talking about can the Bills do it. Boy, I love losing Super Bowls. Can they finally do it with Josh Allen? No one is whispering the words of Justin Herbert, right? And all of the weapons that they did this offseason. They can focus and concentrate only on football. But every day there's news about Big D, maybe because they can't keep it out of their mouths. Maybe because they're looking at those ratings and they said, baby, we need these ratings. So let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Super Bowl or bust. Let's give these high expectations, right? And even if they do hit these expectations, let's move them up even higher. Higher and higher. That's the craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation. I said this before, and I want you guys to make sure that it is permeated in your mind. When you're up against the struggles meeting squarely face to face, and also, if you can keep your head with all about you or losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or lied about, don't deal in lies. Or hate it and yet give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. If you can bear to hear the truth you spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools or idiots. If you can take one heap of all of your winnings and risk it on one turn, a pitch and toss, to lose and never start again at your beginnings and never breathe one word of your loss. If you can walk with kings and presidents, nor lose the comic touch, if neither foe or loving friends can harm you, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, then you have unlocked the true meaning of what it takes to be a champion. But most important, you have unlocked the true meaning of what it takes to be a man. Cowboy Nation, stand tall, don't run from it. Continue to grind, continue to lift your heads up. Let's go, let's continue. Nobody's talking about Rodgers' 10 points in the playoff loss. At home, yeah. See? Let me see some blue hearts in the chat, baby. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate you guys. Can't wait to see you all. Dak Prescott, elevate your game. Lift your head. Don't drop it. Let it be known, this dude is overtalked and is not overrated. Two different situations there. Let's go.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingy, she icy. Freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Hit the door and the doorman just whole team here might need some. Still young, but I move like a new deal to my lawyer. If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up, wait till I old producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the town where you're talking up. Wanna get you a ring and you tough enough. Wanna get you new things with your pockets dull. Run it up. I used to be quiet and out of luck. Now I move up and move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingy, she freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today. I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today. I got paid off pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll. I would never sell my only soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard this on the market for the low. Who the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play a role. Give you the world when they sign you up. Dry you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live acting surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingy, she freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no, please, no photos. Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's ice. I got wifey on blingy, she freeze, photo, please, no photos. G's, no.
If you watched this whole episode and you have not hit that like button nor shared this content,
shame.
Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in for this episode. It was rather long. Let me know if you guys like me going this long. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everyone for tuning in. I mix in some long videos and short ones. I try to do it, but I go with the flow. Enjoy your holidays this weekend. Let's go.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in, yeah. Take a bite of my burger, babe.
Yeah, me and my brother was going to go live last night. We probably go live tonight, though. Me and my brother, the Twin Maker. Come on. Oh, and let me clean it up a little bit. If I hurt anyone's feelings, man, please charge it to my head, not my heart. Y'all know I love y'all, so I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. This music kind of calmed me down a little bit, though. Hit you all alone. And I love women in sports, though, by the way. So I apologize. If anybody feel offended, because we are in the offended world. I follow wherever you go, whatever you do, play it too. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. Keep pounding, you right, Mr. Clay. So far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on. Fatality.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Stop, thief! Come back, thief!
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you